there, Libra. Welcome to your end of September 2024 General Tarot update. It's Rena here. Yeah, I'm timeless. I'm beyond space and time. Okay, so I do have a September and October horoscope reading on my channel to give you that perspective. I look at the tarot as like spiritual related, looking at the issues that might be facing you and looking at them in a philosophical way. That's how I see it. All right, is anybody dealing with an Aquarius person? Because that was the last card that I got. So the heart of the matter is the Three of Pentacles. Now, if you're talking about a theme of the workplace or something like that, you could talk about your co-workers. This is a card that really is about teamwork, people working together, and this is exactly what Libra is looking for in that type of environment, okay? And it's not something that you always find because there is so much competition and that kind of thing. But I will say too that in like your personal life, when I get this, like for somebody's love life, there could be three parties involved. And whether you're the one that is part of that, I mean, you're part of it, but I mean, whether you're initiating it or participating in it, outside of your own primary relationship or not, I can't always tell. But I have a feeling that that would be the case because I have here in the past position the Nine of Swords. No, not necessarily. Yeah, not necessarily. This deck I used to have. This is the Morgan Greer deck, and I had this. This was one of my OG decks, and I recently got like another version. I had like the miniature version, but I didn't like it too much. But working with this deck again, sometimes I have to remember, because the Eight of Swords is very similar theme, of the idea of the person feeling bound. But this is a card of anxiety. So it makes me think that you would be the one dealing with this type of thing, but maybe staying with your partner. This can be a card of having children and things like that. So, but that feeling of anxiousness of a situation that's occurring. The higher message is the Knight of Swords. There's two things I would say about this card. First of all, this could describe the person that you're with. Now, every tarot reader is allowed to create their own impressions about a card. As a matter of fact, they say that that's exactly what we should do. You take the universal interpretation, and then you infuse your own consciousness or sense impressions into it, or psychic, whatever. I don't call myself a psychic, but whatever you want to call it. And for me, this card is, or the Knight itself, it can describe a chronological age. I would say like a male, sometimes well into his 40s. I don't think that the standard definition is that. I think it's much younger than that, but I see that age in life as extending these days, well past 30, where men and women can get away with, behaving a certain way. So that kind of, you could call it youthfulness or you could call it immaturity. This is a sword, so it's connected to your particular element of air. So we're talking not only of Libra, but of Aquarius and Gemini. And there's always like a detachment with the air element. It's an intellectual detachment. So even with a sign like Libra, the person's able to be romantic, but they're still kind of like, there's like a little space there. And I don't fault the air signs for that. I think there can be a good side to that, because it means that the person isn't too caught up in, what that represents. And that can mean that they're not going to be like, if something happens to a relationship, they might just move on more easily. But I feel like this is hard for you. But this is the main thing I want to say. I honestly believe, whether this is a workplace situation or in your personal life, that you may need to be more outspoken, because Libra tends to be, to get along. What is it saying? Go along to get along. And you don't want anything that you say to create disharmony in your environment. Tell me how that works out for you, because I don't think it does. I think sometimes there are situations that need to be discussed, and they need to be discussed very openly and, straightforwardly. So all of that could be going on, and maybe like it's something that is keeping you from moving forward. The card that crosses you is the Eight of Cups, and this is the card of leaving behind what no longer serves you. So this has also been described as a spiritual quest. So the cups relate to the emotions, but it's like in that movie Eat, Love, Pray. That what was her name? Elizabeth Gilbert. If you haven't read that book and you're interested in spirituality, I just highly recommend it. I haven't read it. I can't remember when I read it, but I felt like it was extremely well written. Well, she is a writer, and she's written other types of things. So even like fiction, I think. So she's really good at conveying her thoughts. But she was in a marriage that wasn't bad. She wasn't with a bad person. And, so I could totally see a Libra individual having the same kind of situation, although I think here there could be a third party involved. But in Elizabeth Gilbert's case, it was a spiritual awakening that was kind of gnawing at her. And she knew that she had to get out of that situation when her husband wanted to start a family. But he was a good person, and she didn't want to hurt him. So it's all about her spiritual quest. And that could be, but you're blocking it somehow. So whether you're in a third party situation because of this anxiety, maybe within your primary relationship, and it's kind of like a form of escapism to be in that, or maybe hopefully this isn't true, but if you are experiencing any kind of emotional abuse in your primary relationship and you're looking for love and you're seeking it, it keeps you from fully like leaving, because it satisfies that emptiness inside of you. If you have kind of it might even be like on an emotional affair in some cases. But anyway, this is showing what maybe you are supposed to be doing and you're afraid to, or I don't know, something is keeping you from doing so. What is coming in is the Page of Cups. This is a card connected to Pisces. Oh, well, this could be a timing card because we are in this last half of September, we are having a lunar eclipse in Pisces. And for you, this is falling in your 6th house of work, Libra. So that could affect that area of your life. And if you have been like feeling uncomfortable on the job, the universe may give you a hand, and maybe you will not have to deal with that job anymore. But you have to understand something. Better days are ahead, and that's why the outcome card is the Star card. This is renewed hope. So here we go from this anxiety to renewed hope. When you wish upon a star. This is associated with Aquarius, which is hopes and wishes. In the 11th house that Aquarius rules is about hopes and wishes. So this is faith in unseen forces. So if you are struggling, now this is supposed to be the past position, but it might be something recent that is still ongoing. The Star card can be that there is hope for you, but you have to have faith even when everything is like you can't see that this is happening. You still have to have that kind of faith that it is going to be the way you want it to be. Whatever the situation means to you. Okay, that's what I have for you, Libra. I hope that this resonated. If you would like a private reading, the link is below. Take care. Bye.